They all laughed when she walked into the garage. Oil-stained floors, the clang of tools, and the thick smell of diesel hung in the air as the mechanics circled around a broken-down engine. It was a sweltering afternoon, and tempers were short. The massive generator had stalled for the third time that week, and no one could figure out why. That's when she walked in Maria, the tea vendor from across the street. Thin, soft-spoken, with a long braid trailing down her back and a red dupatta clinging to her shoulder. She usually brought tea and biscuits twice a day for the workshop. Staff, smiling politely, nodding at jokes she never interrupted. But that day, something changed. Ravi, the lead engineer, sharp, proud man in his 30s, was pacing, clearly frustrated. The generator powered a textile factory nearby, and the owners were breathing down his neck. Replacing it would cost a fortune. Repairs weren't working. "Why don't you let her fix it?" one of the junior mechanics joked, pointing at Maria as she set down the tea tray. Ravi turned, half exasperated, half amused. "You want to give it a go, Behenji," he said, chuckling. "Maybe your chai has more power than this machine." The others burst into laughter. But Maria didn't laugh. She looked at the machine, walked toward it, wiping her hands on her kurta. "I can try," she said softly. The laughter died down. Ravi raised an eyebrow. "You know engines, do you?" Maria looked around the circle of skeptical men. "My husband used to fix these before he died," she said. "I watched, I learned." There was a long pause. Ravi shrugged. "Fine, it's dead anyway. Be our guest." He stepped aside with a smirk, thinking she might touch a few bolts and retreat, embarrassed. Instead, she pulled a hair clip from her braid, tied her hair into a knot, and crouched beside the massive engine. Silence fell as her fingers moved with surprising precision. She inspected the belts, felt the temperature of the pipes, and peered into the combustion chamber. After a few minutes, she asked for a wrench. A mechanic hesitated, then handed it to her. "Pressure valve's too tight," she said, "and your fuel filter is clogged. If you flush the line and recalibrate the sensor, it should run." Not smoothly, but long enough for the new parts to arrive. They blinked. Ravi stepped forward, his pride faltering. How do you know that?" Maria didn't answer. She just turned the valve slightly, tapped on the sensor housing, and looked up. "Try now." Reluctantly, Ravi turned the ignition. The engine sputtered, then roared to life. The sound shook the room. Every jaw dropped. The generator, which had refused to run for days, was humming steadily. It wasn't perfect, but it was stable. Ravi stared at her like she was from another planet. "How did you?" "I told you. My husband taught me. He was a good man. But when he passed away, I had to support our son. So I sold tea," she said simply. "But that doesn't mean I forgot everything I learned." The room was silent, save for the rhythm of the engine. Something changed in that silence. It wasn't just about the machine. It was about assumptions about who was capable and who wasn't, about respect and how easily it's withheld from those who don't wear the right clothes, or speak loudly, or have fancy degrees. Ravi looked at Maria again, but this time there was no smirk, only admiration. "You saved our project," he said. "Can you come back tomorrow? We could use someone like you." Maria smiled, lifting the tray of no-cold tea. "I come every day," she said. "But maybe tomorrow I'll bring my toolbox too." Word spread fast. By the end of the week, Maria was no longer just the tea lady, she was a technician. The factory hired her as a consultant. She trained junior mechanics, helped troubleshoot, and even inspired a training program for widows in the area. Over time, her story reached local newspapers, then the state news. "Widow turns mechanic after daring challenge," the headlines read. But Maria never let it get to her head. She still brought tea. Some mornings old habits died hard. But now, when she entered the garage, men stood to greet her. Some called her Madam, others called her Didi. But all of them listened. What began as a joke turned into a moment of revelation, a lesson in humility, respect, and the power of unseen strength, because sometimes The greatest engineers don't wear uniforms. Sometimes, they wear bangles and carry a teapot. And when dared to rise, they do so with quiet power that shakes the very ground beneath their feet. Moral: never underestimate someone because of their appearance or role. Brilliance hides in the most unexpected people. Sometimes, all it takes is a chance and a little respect for someone to change everything.